I think the question is, can socialism as a system on its own work? And I think historically it's been proven that it can.
I will now ask the capitalist side the same question. Has socialism ever worked, and can it? And I believe, Bantu, you wanted to open on this one.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think we're asking the wrong question here, because I think it's pretty obvious that socialism can work. It has worked. You know, the USSR did function. China works. You know, East Germany worked. There's lots of examples of that it can work. But the question is, it has to prove itself as a superior and preferable system to the other options. Okay, you have to look at this historically and go, over the course of history, what has worked best?
3 hours later.
So it's not, does socialism work? Well, sure it does. Absolutely it does. And where do we need socialism in order to counter the things that it's specifically used for? You talk about taking care of the poor. You say there's this overproduction of goods. And as a result of this overproduction of goods, you know, and you have all these other poor people that are starving. With a mixed type economy, when we've got social safety nets in place, okay, there's nothing in a capitalist society that cannot provide for the poor yet. Okay, there's nothing that's exclusive to socialism that no other system can do. So I don't understand why that's even a debate.
Can I
please go in?
A few points there? Right, okay, so I have a lot to address here, and I'll try and make it quick. Saying that the Soviet Union functioned is remarkably low standards, in my opinion. If you are going to be an empire of, what, 500 million, probably something like that, to say that you are functioning is...
Like half of that, but...
Oh, sorry, 250 million. But it doesn't matter the number, right? It doesn't matter the number. The fact that it's functioning is incredibly low standards, given how the capitalist West was thriving, booming in comparison, right? I mean, like, Bad Mouse was saying, look, I think we need to worry about material things like houses and healthcare and things like this. People are starving and dying. No, they're not. Okay, they're actually not. If you look at the numbers, I mean, we have fat, poor people with iPhones in the capitalist West. In the Soviet Union, they had bread lines. In Venezuela at the moment, they're on the verge of a civil war, and the average person in Venezuela is 19 pounds of weight because they're going hungry, right? The last 15 years, global poverty has halved because of capitalism. China now has a burgeoning middle class that's bringing democracy to China because they can demand it. That's what happens when you get a healthy bourgeoisie, right? Longevity, quality of life, access to luxury, all of these things have gone up under capitalism. You say, oh, well, 8 people control half the world's wealth. Okay, I'm just going to assume that at face value. Okay. You know, there's still no doubt that capitalism is bringing people out of not only poverty, but like absolute impoverishment. You know, this is happening. The material status of these people is improving, and it's doing it constantly. And like every metric of life is going up under capitalism. And so I know someone's going to say, yeah, but what about the literacy rates? We have 99% literacy rates too. Our hospitals are better. Everything about capitalist societies is better, right? And then you get Zigzag going, well, okay, but I mean, not every socialist experiment has to actually die. It's like, yeah, it does. It ends up getting conquered by outside forces. And then the only example, if you can give, is the Soviet Union managed to secure itself. Well, you already said that was not socialist. So if you want to look at them to what they're doing, well, then you're going to have to become not socialist to make your socialist utopia survive. It just won't happen. So it's a pipe dream. And to say it's in any way like, I mean, the best you can give is that socialism will limp along for a while. I don't want that. I want a system where we have fat, poor people, because that's a much more preferable problem than hungry, thin people.
It's called free speech. No, it's called hate speech. You communist faggot.